All right, budget fam, we're going to get into September's budget with me, and then we're going to follow up with the cash stuff, and we're going to see how I allocate my funds to get by this month. So stick around, click the thumbs up, and enjoy. This is my real budget. I've been modifying, and what I realized was that I was under budgeting. I wasn't accounting for everything. Some of these things I was ignoring, and they were causing a spending bleed. I'm gonna be honest. I got that term from Dave Ramsey. I caught one of his older videos, and he had that term, and it's been sticking with me ever since. So I've been experiencing a lot of little spending bleeds during this journey. But anywho, what I do want to do is go ahead and go over my budget, and please chime in the chat. And with any feedback, let me know if there's some additional categories I should add to my budget, because you just never know. As far as my background, I'm single. I do not have any children. I just have my dogs. And the way I look at my dogs is I don't want to get rid of them for the sake that there are people with kids, right? So my dogs are like my kids. So I have to take care of them. I don't believe in just ditching off or getting rid of your responsibility. This is my decision. This is something that I have to figure out. This is a solution that I have to figure out. So long as I'm employed, long as I can bring some income, I'm trying my best not to have to even consider getting rid of my dogs. I just think that's a cop-out. I just don't support that. But anywho, so my mortgage, I'm going to keep that to myself. I don't want to disclose that. But as far as September 1st, here are my expenses. It looks like I'm going to be spending $313 on electricity. That's pretty high, but it's been higher. I'm gonna be honest, it's been higher. I think the highest electricity bill I've had, I live in Texas, by the way, and it's been extremely hot, but the highest electricity bill has been about $370. But I wish I could find ways to save money on my electricity bill. I think I have one of the best plans that TXU offers, which is the free nights after 8, like it's from like 8 to 4, they don't charge you. But yet you can see that my electricity bill is still $313.95, which is pretty high, but it could be normal. I don't go around asking people how much they spend on electricity. So in the chat, let me know how much is your electricity bill? How much are you spending on average? As far as gas, my utility bill this month is going to cost me $28.67. I don't cook too much. I've been eating more fruit and, microwave dinners and stuff like that. So I haven't had to depend on gas. Usually my gas bill goes up in the wintertime because, of course, heat. So during the summer, gas is relatively cheap. But I think during the winter, this bill is going to be about 120, 150, maybe more, depending on how cold it gets down here. My water bill, this isn't the current water bill, that's why it's in green. But last month, my water bill was $147.57. And I believe it's going to be somewhere around there in September. So I'm keeping the numbers the same. Oh, I didn't even explain my budget sheet. So I have my needs on one side and I have my wants on the other side, right? So these are things that I feel like kind of absolutely need to have in order to just keep my life functioning as it is right now. So I have an HOA fee. I pay that annually. That's $150, which is a sinking fund for me. So I need to start making sure that I'm contributing to my sinking fund, but that's a fixed expense. Food, this is where my expenses kind of vary. These are my variable expenses. So I felt like I was under budgeting for my food. So I've bumped that up a little bit to $360. This is for the month of September, $360. I think that should work, but let me know in the chat, what is your food budget? I can't imagine, this is only for me. I can't imagine, how much is your food bill if you have a family? How much you guys spending? Let me know in the chat. $30 for toiletries, toilet paper, deodorant, cleaning supplies, etc. Right? Next category, we have transportation. I've bumped that up a little bit to $320. I don't believe I would need to spend this much, but I want to avoid overspending and dip into other funds in order to ensure that I have gas. Because each month is different for me. There's months where I drive a lot, and there's months where I don't drive too much at all. So what I was going to do was contribute $320 for this month. And whatever I don't spend, it'll just carry over to the next month. And then I'll just add the difference, right? To keep that 320 and just let it carry over. My next expense is car insurance. That's $204.32. I know that's probably pretty high, but when my car got totaled, I had 2 accidents. When my car got totaled, that was a strike for the insurance company, right? They put me at high risk. And then when I had a rental, I got rear-ended in a rental. So that got my insurance bumped. They got me kicked off. State Farm kicked me off the insurance and I had to find another insurance company. And this was the cheapest one that I could find at the time. So what I'll probably do is shop around later, sometime next year, to see if I can find a better deal. But as of right now, my car insurance is $204.32. Registration, that's coming up here in November. I have $85 that I'm going to, I don't know why. This isn't strictly for September. This is like my budget in general, but I'll explain in the next section. But $85 is what I'm going to need for registration in November. And I'm starting now to go ahead and start this as my seeking fund. That's why it's here. Car maintenance. My car maintenance, I'm thinking I need about $100 a month. That may be a little too much, or maybe not enough. Let me know in the chat if you think my car maintenance, if I should bump that up a little bit or drop it. Let me know how you guys budgeting for car maintenance. Tires have gotten expensive. Oil changes have gotten expensive. I do drive a beater. I'm not going to lie. When my car got totaled, I did not want to get into a car note. I was close to paying off my car at the time. And I was debating, and I'm glad I didn't. At the time, I only owed $4,000 on my car. And I was debating if I wanted to go ahead and drop that $4,000 or keep that money for my emergency. And I'm glad I chose to keep it as my emergency. But once my car got totaled, they didn't give me much money for it. It was an older car too. It wasn't too old, but it was an older car. I had a lot of miles on it, but they didn't give me much of nothing. So I ended up buying a Honda CRV. It gets the job done. I'm not really a big car person. I personally rather have money than to have a car to show off. I don't like to bring too much attention to myself. So I do believe that I need to have a nice fat car maintenance account just for random things that could pop up. So let me know if $100 is enough. $100 a month is enough. My next section is communication. I have my Wi-Fi. I pay $101.32 for my Wi-Fi. I'm with AT&T. At the time when I moved into this home, this was a new construction. AT&T was the only one that had internet service in this area. And now we have Spectrum. So I'm not sure if Spectrum is better or not. I'm just one of those kind of people. When I'm loyal, when I find good, I don't know. AT&T is not that great, but I don't know. I'm not the type of person that likes to switch things up too much. Like, I guess I get comfortable, but I may need to go ahead and switch some things up, see if I can find a better deal, or maybe call AT&T and see if they're offering some discounts. Because, a lot of these companies, what I found out is if you don't call them and ask questions, they'll just keep things the way they are, even if they're running specials and stuff like that, or prices have dropped. So I need to do my due diligence and check that out. Next, my cell phone bill. My cell phone bill is $241.30. Last month, my bill was about $191. And the reason why this jumped was because I ended up having to get a new phone. I didn't want to get a new phone, but my iPhone 12 Max, it wasn't working anymore. And the technology was getting old. So I decided to get another iPhone 15. It's relatively new and modern. And so, it raised the bill up a little bit. And so, I'm looking at a $241.30 payment. And this isn't just my phone alone. I also pay my mom's cell phone bill as well. So this is a family plan. We've kind of been doing, I've taken over this bill for probably like the last 10, 15 years. I don't know. I lose track of it, but I've been paying this bill. And that's why it's probably a lot higher than you would expect for a single phone line, right? Next section is protection, insurance and protection. I have my life insurance. I pay $131 every 6 months. So it's semi-annual. And this is going to be a sinking fund account. I need to contribute a certain amount each month to make sure that I have that money available. My next is pet insurance. I pay $121.62 for pet insurance. If you are a pet owner, I implore you to have some pet insurance. And I got big on pet insurance when I was dating this girl that she had a dog, and she told me it ended up costing her $10,000 to have a surgery and to board her dog. And I just didn't want to, I didn't want to take a risk, especially having to pay $10,000 out of pocket. I don't know. I probably would have had to consider an alternative option if I'm going to be completely honest. So if you have a pet, I implore you to make sure you have pet insurance. I'm with Embrace. I'm pretty sure there's some better ones, but I'm telling you, this does come in the clutch. I had to use this pet insurance for one of my dogs who had some elbow issues. I thought it was going to require surgery, but it didn't. I found out it was just some arthritis, but the CAT scan, some of the the medications, the antibiotics, and the putting them down, it got up to about $2,300, and I was able to get reimbursed about 80% of that. So I implore you to make sure you got some sort of pet insurance if you love your pets. I also have a pet plan. This is $54.95 with Banfield. Recently, because of the recent events with my home, I decided to go with American Home Shield. I know there are mixed opinions about American Home Shield. I just felt like this would be a great service for me, especially while I'm on a debt freedom journey. We know that roof repair can get expensive. Bringing a plumber out can be expensive. A lot of these issues are very expensive, and a lot of us are underprepared. Especially me, I was underprepared, and these things could really add up. So I wanted to make sure that I had some sort of home protection. Let me know in the chat if you have American Home Shield or if you have any type of home insurance, and how has your experience been? Have you ever had to use it? Does American Home Shield suck? Because that's been the popular review. But my thoughts on that is that people don't complain when things are going good. People only complain when things are bad. So I know my mom, she has American Home Shield, and there are some times where they can't service the home for a particular issue. And there's been times where they were able to come over there and service, and things went smooth. So I decided to go ahead and go with it. And so it's going to cost me $34.99 a month. Next, I have home repair. I'm thinking $100 a month is enough. That should cover, over time, this should be able to cover a lot of things. And once I get a certain amount, I'll probably stop contributing if nothing happens. But you know how Murphy Law works. If something can happen, it will happen. And a lot of times I haven't been prepared for it. So this is me doing my due diligence and preparing and making sure that I protect myself in a way. Next, I have my service fee. With American Home Shield, they're going to charge me $125 for the service fee. So my goal is to just have this money available. So when something was to come up, that's already taken care of. And like I said, I'm going to talk about that when I talk about what I'm going to cash stuff here in a second, how I'm going to be doing my sinking fund. So this is another sinking fund. This is a sinking fund as well. So I'll explain how I'm going to contribute to that. My next needs is pet food. I pay $120 a month. That's self-explanatory. And then as far as pet emergencies, I'm thinking $82 a month. That should be enough to, over time, that should be enough to cover most vet expenses, at least till I get to my deductible. I believe I have a $500 deductible for my pets. And once the deductible is reached, it covers 80% of any care. So these are my needs. Let me know your thoughts on how I budgeted so far as far as my needs. And I'll check the chat in a minute. I just kind of want to get through this, and then we'll circle back. All right, next we have our wants here. My first wants account, I have my health and fitness. I have a gym membership with Fitness Connection. It cost me $27.99. Hold on, sorry, excuse me. It cost me $27.99. And then they have a annual gym fee, $59 annually. And this is another sinking fund that I will be saving to. Next, I have subscriptions in tech. I use ChatGPT. I use this for work. Oh, I didn't even explain what I do for work. As far as work, I'm a marketing developer. So I build a lot of sales funnels. So, when you're on Facebook or if you're on Instagram or if you're just on various sites, even Amazon and stuff like that, and you decide to purchase something, let's say you wanted to buy, I don't know, a lotion or something like that, right? You buy a lotion and then let's say you purchase it, right? And then the next screen over, it'll take you to an upsell where they say, hey, since you purchased this lotion, how about this towel or these sunglasses, So it's just an upsell. So that's what I do. I build sales funnels and as a marketing developer. So I do a lot of coding and web page manipulation. So that's what I do for work. Next, I use Adobe Creative Cloud. That's how I make my thumbnails. That's how I do my job. So I need to have that. So it is a want. So if things really went bad for me, I would definitely cancel these things. But this is how I handle business creatively, even on my side hustles. So for me personally, these are kind of more of a need. Next, I have a Patreon subscription, which is more of a mentorship group that I'm a part of. It just kind of helps me stay on point, allows me to stay aware of what's going on, different trends, different, just a good space to be in. All right, especially today, anyway. Next, we have personal and household. The personal and household category, I have a haircut account, $100. It costs me $50 a cut. I get my hair cut twice a month, so that's $100. Lawn mowing service, that's $100 a month. Every 2 weeks, I get my lawn mowed. I tried doing it myself, and to be honest, I just have too many things going on, and the weather was bad, so I never could cut the yard when I wanted to. I couldn't cut it on the weekend because, for whatever reason, for about a month or two straight, it was raining every weekend. So I would have to figure out how to cut. I would have to cut my grass during the week, and it would throw things off. And my yard was looking terrible, and I was receiving letters from the association about my yard. So I was like, you know what? Let me hire someone that can handle this because I just have too many responsibilities. And yeah, so that's how it went. But if things got really bad for me, I could easily take care of this myself. But sometimes you have to pick your poison. And like I said, I still want to be an entrepreneur. I still have goals and ambitions. And this is an added task, an added job that takes away from, side hustles. I wouldn't be able to do these live streams or create YouTube content or, practice my web development because it'll just take a lot of time and really drain my energy. I'm a lot older now, so I don't have the energy that I once had. And plus I'm having sleep issues. But anyway, I can't believe I mentioned that, but that slipped out. But anyway, next I have my weed and feed. This is an account I'm going to cancel. I actually started to pay more attention to this, and I was paying $87.41. This company that I'm using, they come out eight times a year, and I mean this is almost $600, $600 to $700 a month for weed and feed. And I'm not gonna lie, my yard don't look that immaculate. Like, it looks good, but it's not that immaculate. So I think I can save some money here. So I'm gonna cancel this subscription, but I'm going to budget for that. But I think I can put $20, $30 to the side each month and be able to fertilize my own yard. So I should be able to save some money here. So I'm glad I took a look at this account. Next, I have pest control. They come here quarterly. That costs me $153.23, which is about $50 a month. And I mean, I think that's reasonable. I mean, they do a really good job. And I think that's important, especially having pets, yeah, so $153. Maybe I could save some money, save some money here, but they've been doing a pretty good job for me thus far. So We'll see. We'll see. I'll put a little star here, see if I want to continue with that. Got to do more research on, pest control. Next, security and convenience. This really is this is a want, but I'm kind of locked in on the contract with Brinks. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't even like Brinks. I signed up for them, but I'm locked in on this contract that I cannot wait to get out of. But I paid $50.83 for this terrible service. And so if you're watching this and you're thinking about going to a security company, just do your research on Brinks. I just don't think they're good. I've had, the system. Yeah, never mind. Next, I have a toll pass, NTTA. That's about $40 a month. And this is an area I can save some money. I just don't need to get on the tollway. But there's a lot of traffic, man. There's a lot of construction going on, and a lot of the service roads are stopped, blocked up, and there's a lot of lights. So it kind of forces you to get on that toll if you have somewhere to be. But this is probably an area where I could probably save some money. I do work from home and stuff like that, but where I live, I'm kind of forced to either get on the toll or sit on that service road and waste about 20 to 30 minutes light to light and sitting in traffic. So this is something that this varies from time to time. This isn't set, but I do want to budget for that. So $40 a month for the toll pass. And lastly, I have my buffer account. For the buffer account, I'm thinking $100 a month would probably be safe just to help me avoid, blowing my budget, overspending. But let me know your thoughts in the chat. Let me take a look. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. You know what? Okay. You guys have been busy in the chat. Thank you. Okay. We have MJ Budgets. Okay. You stopped by. Thank you for stopping in. Tammy, thank you for stopping in. Hey, Emily, thank you for stopping in. Adventure to More. Okay. South Carolina. Okay. We have 2 people from South Carolina. Okay. What else? Who else is here? And I'm gonna go back and read the chat. All right, cool. All right, next. Okay, so let me know your thoughts on my budget. Am I missing something? Let me see. Okay, let's see. All right, cool. I'm gonna come back to the chat, but what I want to do, here's my cash stuffing. So I get paid every 2 weeks. So I haven't gotten paid yet. So but this is what I plan to cash stuff on September 5th. So I do have it broken down by needs and wants, and let me know your thoughts. So as far as needs, we have food. I'm going to go with $180 for September 5th's paycheck. Toiletries, I just want to pay this down for, not have to go every 2 weeks. So for toiletries, I'm just going to add $30 to the envelope and only have to contribute to that once for the month of September. Next, I have fuel. I have $160 here. Like I said, I may or may not spend this much, but I think it's better to be safe than sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and go with $160 here. Next, I have car maintenance. That's $50 that I'm going to contribute. And like I said, I go every 2 weeks. So $50 this paycheck and then $50 the following paycheck. Car registration, I'm going to contribute $15 per paycheck. Home repairs, I'm going to go $50 per paycheck. American Home Shield service fee, $25 per paycheck. Then I have life insurance, $25 per paycheck. Pet emergencies, we got $41 per paycheck. Then we have our annual gym fee, that's $3 per paycheck. Haircut, that's $50 per paycheck. Lawnmower, that's $50 per paycheck. Weed and feed, like I said, I'm probably going to cancel this, so I'm going to go $10 per paycheck and probably do a weed and feed every 8 weeks. A couple of bags of fertilizer and stuff like that shouldn't cost too much. Or I'll probably pay my yard guy to come through and put it down for me. So he mentioned that he can do that. Next, I have pest control. That's going to be $25, per paycheck. And then my buffer, that's $50 per paycheck. And then down here, I have the credit card, the care credit. That's going to cost me $360.53. I left the 53 off, but the 3 off. So this is my budget. This is what I'm going to be cash stuffing for. Probably not the care credit. I'm just going to pay that down. But as far as here, these categories, this is what I'm going to cash stuff. But I do want some inputs from you guys. Am I missing something? I remember asking questions. I remember a lot of people asking about vacations and stuff like that. Me personally, I don't think I should be trying to go on vacations while in debt. It just doesn't work for me. You know, it's only going to set me back. Plus, vacationing for me is really expensive because I have to put dogs in kennels. And if you know anything about kenneling a dog, they're very expensive. Well, kenneling any pet really is very expensive. So when I plan for vacation, I have to plan for the vacation as well as plan for the boarding and food for my dog. So I do plan to reward myself with a cruise. Once I'm debt free, I do plan to reward myself with a cruise. In fact, my family is planning a family cruise in July of next year. So if I'm debt free in February, I should be able to, you know, put up a significant amount of money, a significant amount of money away, and I should be able to contribute to that cruise. So once they give me the details, I'm going to add that to my budget, and I'm just going to, you know, contribute a certain amount. They told me I can pay it, you know, over time. I've never been involved in a cruise, but they told me you can make payments over time, and you could kind of set it up however you want to do it. You lock in the amount, and then you could pay monthly, weekly. You could pay at the time it's due. So I got to figure out how I want to do it, but I do want to go on this family cruise. So let me go ahead and calculate how much I would be budgeting for this paycheck coming up on September 5th. So we got $180 for food. Let me know if you can see that. Let me see. I think you can see it. We have $30 for toiletries. We have $160 for fuel. We have $50 for car maintenance. That's $420 plus $15 for car registration. We have $50 for home repair. We have $25 for the American Home Shield service fee. $25. We got another $25 for life insurance. We have $41 for pet emergencies. We have $3 for the annual gym fee. We have $50 for haircut. We have $50 for the lawn mow. We have $10 for the weed and feed. We have $25 for pest control, and we got $50 for my buffer. Bringing my total, excluding the debt, because I already have the money available for this. I already have this money. I just got to transfer the funds from my emergency account, and this is covered. So it looks like I'm going to be contributing $764 to my envelopes in this upcoming cash stuffing. So that's it. That's my budget. All right, budget fam. So that was my budget with me and how I'm going to allocate my money for my cash stuffings. If you enjoyed this video, you found some kind of value, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, share the content. Also, if you didn't see my debt confession, go ahead and click this right here. Click this box right here so you can watch my debt confession for September. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.